There are a million desserts out there to choose from, but I feel like everybody has a top 3 list. And if you were to survey everybody in the country, in the world maybe, I don't know, and ask them what some of their favorites are, I feel like I've never met anybody that's turned down a good brownie. Now today, we're gonna make brownies from scratch, but by now I hope all of you do know what from scratch means to me. Well, how would you make a brownie from scratch? Given we're going with chocolate brownies, chocolate is definitely that base. It'd be very difficult for me to go out and harvest my own cane sugar right now, though I have looked into that. But let's get back to chocolate. How about we get it from one of these? That's right, we're gonna make brownies from a cacao pod. I do have to say that this is the biggest cacao pod I've ever seen. Right here's a normal size cacao pod, and I get these in all the time. But this baby looks every cacao pod I've ever seen look like nothing. This thing is enormous. Now with this, I'm also really curious to see what the flavor is. Because if you didn't know, there are a lot of foods that if you get a really large one, particularly with animals, though definitely not limited to that category, it doesn't taste that great. The meat can be tough, the fruit can just taste old and weathered. It's a very interesting phenomenon. But either way, we got plenty of cacao pods to go around, so I'm not worried about the flavor. As usual, I get most of my cacao pods from Ecuador, though they can come from a variety of different places. So today, our plan of attack to make these brownies will be to open the cacao pod, take out the seeds, which if you haven't seen them before is an amazing thing to experience. And I urge you someday to try to taste cacao in real life. It's easily one of my 2 favorite fruits ever. We'll then let these seeds ferment for just a bit, then we'll roast them in the oven, break them open to reveal the cacao nibs, blend this into a cocoa powder. Notice there's a difference between cacao and cocoa, and then make some of my world famous brownies. These things have a crispy edge, a really chewy interior. You'll never go back to a different brownie recipe ever again. Let's get started. To cut our pod open, I'll gently score the top with my knife, just to try not to cut through and damage the seeds. Then I'll make a little incision right across, and do the same line down on the other side. Then I should just be able to wedge this right out. And this will reveal an amazing layer of beans. To me, taking a big whiff of this smells a bit like lemon and Starburst. With our other cacao pods, I'm gonna karate chop them to open them up. I just love this little secret compartment I've made. It's a little citrusy. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just amazing. Please try a cacao at some point in your life. Now listen when I scrape the seeds out of here and into our bowl. They're very slimy, but if you can get over that, they're the most amazing tasting fruit in the world. Now we'll take these and let them ferment. Now once we've let these ferment for a little bit, they have a little bit of a smell to them. We'll spread them out in a baking tray and let them bake at 275 Fahrenheit or so for about an hour, hour and a half until they're nice and dark. At which point, inside these seeds, we'll have cacao nibs. After some roasting, this is what you get. Now, as you can see right now, we have these dark sort of golden brown seeds. But once I break this open, there's cacao nibs inside. You might recognize these from a smoothie bowl or maybe sprinkled on top of baked goods. But this is where chocolate comes from. And once we've separated out a lot, we'll blend these up to make some of our own cocoa powder. We'll add our cacao nibs and then grind them into cocoa powder. And there it is. Now in a large bowl, we'll add a 1/3 cup of cocoa powder, 1½ teaspoons instant coffee granules, 1/2 cup plus 2 tablespoons of boiling water, and then blend this until smooth. Now we'll chop 2 ounces of unsweetened chocolate, one of the most satisfying things to cut. Add this, then whisk again until melted and smooth. Next we'll add a full stick of melted butter. It's not black butter, it was just in my chocolate bowl. Followed by a 1/2 cup plus 2 tablespoons vegetable oil. Then add 2 whole large eggs plus 2 large yolks, and then 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. This right here is my homemade vanilla extract, but it's still got about 340 days to go. Vanilla extract takes a while to get ready. So 2 teaspoons vanilla extract. Now whisk again. Add a full 2 cups of granulated sugar and whisk again. We're almost there, I promise. Add 1 3/4 cup all-purpose flour, a little pinch of salt, a small sprinkle of cacao nibs, because we work so hard for them. And if you want, some chocolate chips. So I'm gonna leave this how it is, because I like it this way. Whisk one more time, then you're ready to bake. Pour your batter into a pan lined with aluminum foil. You don't have to add the foil, but it'll help to get it out at the end. I always use a rubber spatula to scrape the edges. That'll get you one more brownie. Bake this about 45 minutes at 350 Fahrenheit, but start checking for doneness after half an hour. The brownies are done, and this is perhaps one of the best smells to ever bless my kitchen. But I like to let them cool in the oven with the door open, which avoids the sudden shock in temperature that'll send a huge crack through any of your baked goods. So let it cool in the oven, and then we'll give it a try. Usually, you know a pretty good set of brownies when you see them. And it just so happens that I am very excited by these brownies. You look at the edges here, and you immediately know that it's gonna be a little bit crispy. But then you just gotta trust me on this one. The inside is chewy as can be. I've been letting these cool for about 30 to 45 minutes, so I think it's an appropriate time to lift this right out of its container. My hope is that if I peel off the sides, it'll help it cool the rest of the way. Now I'll peel this off my aluminum foil and place it on my cutting board. I'm gonna cut this into 4 giant squares. By the way, look at how fudgy this is. It's hard not to cut this without cracking it, but that's all right because this is a next level brownie right here. And it has the extremes on both sides, a fudgy interior and that really crispy exterior, so I'm okay with that. Now I just want you to all take a nice close look at these brownies and then a nice look at this cacao pod and just wonder, isn't it amazing that we turned this into this? You'll notice it's almost like a lava cake brownie with a lot of gooiness in the middle. It's perfectly cooked and timed to make this happen. Follow the recipe and you'll get this. Then I'll show you a piece of crust right here. The crust is crumbly, delicious, everything you'd want in the outside and edge of a brownie. So let's take a bite. Again, I just want to show you a closer up view of this brownie. You can see as you get further away from the edges on this side that it's more crumbly and we have a nice crust. But then you get to the middle and it's like a lava cake. I think I know what to do. 1 bite from the gooey part and 1 bite from the crust. Let's start with gooey. Now crust. I'm speechless. The gooey part is all the best things about a chocolate souffle and a chocolate lava cake. I mean, it's like biting into a chocolate cloud. And the part with the crumbs gives that perfect texture. Brownie crust has always been my favorite, but not anymore. Not with this. This is a mind-blowingly good brownie. Simply the best brownie that I have ever had. And I don't like to talk with my mouth full. Please go make these brownies. Something about this is almost impossibly good, and I'm gonna give this a 12 out of 10. It's chewy, it's fluffy, it's moist, it's dense, crumbly, everything anyone could ever even imagine in a brownie. Still, I am at a loss for words. Now, hit me with some ideas for what to do for the rest of the cacao series. What's a chocolate flavored thing that you like? Should I try out drinks like mochas? Should I stick to pastries and desserts? Or should I try a savory dish like a mole? The possibilities are endless. In the meantime, please don't forget to subscribe. I love you for clicking on that button. And if you want to, toss on notifications because I'm uploading videos every single day. And I like to give back to all of you for your support. So I'll be doing a huge giveaway soon and you don't want to miss that either. The giveaway will only be on YouTube. Last, just please don't forget to drop a like on the video. That's all I'm ever gonna ask of you. Until next time, where we'll further explore all of the endless possibilities with the humble cacao pod. See you next time.